Dr. Vexthor's 4 eyes blinked in sequence as he stared at the analysis results. The human sat on the examination platform, swinging his legs casually, completely unaware that he had just shattered every assumption the Galactic Medical Council had made about his species. "Mr. Chen," the Kashari physician said carefully, his translator working overtime to convey his confusion, "I need you to understand something. Your blood, it shouldn't exist." David Chen laughed, the sound making Vexthor's sensory tendrils retract slightly. "Doc, I feel fine. Never been healthier, actually. Is this about my cholesterol again? Because I've been eating more vegetables, I swear." No. Vexthor pulled up the holographic display where David's blood sample rotated slowly. Even through the containment field, the sample seemed to shimmer with barely contained energy. "Your blood has a pH level of 7.4. Do you understand what that means?" David shrugged. "Pretty normal for humans, right? We learned that in high school biology." "Normal for..." Vexthor's translation device stuttered. "Mr. Chen, your blood is acidic enough to dissolve most organic compounds in the galaxy. The Ythron people, our most robust species, maintain a pH of 8.2. The Kashari, like myself, maintain 8.7. Anything below 8.0 is considered catastrophically corrosive." "Wait." David sat up straighter. "You're saying everyone else's blood is more basic than ours?" "Basic?" Vexthor's confusion was palpable. "There is nothing basic about proper blood chemistry. It is highly sophisticated, evolved over millions of years to prevent the very corrosion that runs through your veins." David's mind raced. He thought back to his first week on the station, when he'd accidentally cut his hand in the cafeteria. The Thalaxian server had nearly fainted. The medical team had arrived in hazmat suits. He'd assumed they were just being cautious about alien pathogens. "So when I donated blood last month for that Rex kid, you saved his life," Vexthor admitted, his tone a mixture of admiration and horror. "But you also nearly dissolved his circulatory system in the process. We had to develop an entirely new buffering solution. The medical team worked for 17 hours straight. We'd never seen anything like it. But he survived. Yes, because your blood somehow carries oxygen with ruthless efficiency. Hemoglobin, you call it? It's brilliant and terrifying. Iron-based, like some ancient weapon, carrying oxygen through what is essentially a controlled corrosive environment." Vexthor pulled up another chart. "Most species use copper-based hemocyanin, which operates beautifully in properly alkalized conditions. But iron in acidic blood? The oxidative stress alone should have killed your ancestors." David processed this information. "So, humans are just tougher?" "Tougher?" Vexthor made a sound like escaping steam. "Mr. Chen, your species doesn't just tolerate conditions that would kill most galactic citizens. You thrive in them. Your blood generates more energy, delivers oxygen faster, and responds to threats with what you call an immune system that is frankly horrifying in its aggression." "Our immune system is horrifying?" "It attacks everything," Vexthor said, pulling up cellular footage. "Look at this. A white blood cell, you call them that, yes? Encountering a foreign body. It doesn't politely escort the invader out. It doesn't signal for help. It engulfs and dissolves it with the same corrosive chemistry that flows through your entire body. It's warfare at the cellular level." David watched the footage with new eyes. The white blood cell moved with purpose, hunting, consuming. "Huh. I guess I never thought about it that way." "Of course you didn't, because to you this is normal." Vexthor sat down, his exoskeleton creaking. "Do you know what happened when we discovered humans could donate blood across species barriers? The council thought it was a miracle. A brutal, violent miracle, but a miracle nonetheless. Your blood doesn't just carry oxygen, it forces life into dying tissue through sheer chemical determination. Is that why the Kashari military wanted to talk to me last week?" Vexthor's silence was answer enough. "They want to weaponize us," David said flatly. "Some do," Vexthor admitted. "But others, like myself, simply want to understand. How did your species evolve this way? What kind of planet creates beings whose very life fluid is a weapon?" David thought about Earth. The endless competition, the predators, the diseases, the environmental challenges. A planet that doesn't accept weakness, I guess. Evolution there wasn't about elegance. It was about survival. And survive you did. Vexthor brought up one final image, a comparison chart showing human blood alongside samples from 43 other species. The human sample glowed differently, more intensely. Mr. Chen, in galactic terms, every human is a walking biochemical miracle. You exist in a state that would be a medical emergency for anyone else. David looked at his hands, thinking about the blood flowing beneath his skin. All his life he'd been so ordinary. Average height, average build, average everything. But out here among the stars, his very biology made him extraordinary. So what happens now? He asked. Now? Vexthor's translator carried something that might have been a laugh. Now you go back to your quarters, eat your dangerously acidic foods, breathe your oxygen-rich air, and continue being impossibly, incomprehensibly human. And I will continue trying to explain to the medical council how your species survived long enough to reach the stars. David hopped off the examination platform. For what it's worth, Doc, we're still figuring that out ourselves. As David left the medical bay, Vexthor looked once more at the blood sample. Humanity hadn't just joined the galactic community. They'd redefined what was biologically possible. And somewhere in that corrosive, iron-rich fluid, the future of galactic medicine was being written. One terrifying, miraculous drop at a time.